He stood defiant, a silhouette against the dying sun. Welcome to Cryptic Mystic Vault, where we dive deep into the hidden history of human civilization. Emperor Tewodros II, the Lion of Abyssinia, surveyed the battlefield from the precipice of his mountain fortress, Magdala. Below, the might of the British Empire assembled, a steel serpent winding its way up the Ethiopian highlands. Cannons glinted ominously in the fading light, a testament to the technological might that threatened to extinguish Tewodros's dream of a modern, united Ethiopia. The wind, whispering tales of ancient kings and forgotten empires, carried the scent of both hope and imminent danger. Hope for the proud nation Tewodros had striven to build, danger in the form of an enemy that could crush his dreams beneath its iron heel. In his heart, a storm raged as fierce as the one brewing in the skies above. He was at a crossroads, his every choice echoing through the corridors of history. Tewodros was no stranger to struggle. His life had been a tapestry woven with threads of ambition, faith, and a burning desire to see his nation rise from the ashes of internal strife. He had envisioned an Ethiopia free from the shackles of feudalism, a nation that could stand shoulder to shoulder with the powers of the world. But the path to progress was paved with the stones of resistance, some thrown by enemies both foreign and domestic. Tewodros gazed at the approaching storm, his resolve hardening like steel tempered in fire. He would not yield, not now, not when the very soul of his nation hung in the balance. He would face his destiny head-on, a king on the precipice, ready to fight for his vision, even if it meant embracing the storm's fury. Tewodros's journey was a testament to his unwavering will. Born Kassa Hailu, his early life forged his indomitable spirit. He knew hardship and poverty, witnessing the chaos in his nation. The era of the princes left Ethiopia vulnerable, but fire burned in Kassa Hailu's eyes. He had intellect, strategy, and charisma. Rising through the ranks, he swept aside his foes. To unite Ethiopia, he broke the shackles of the past. Ascending the throne as Tewodros II in 1855, he marked a new era. Proclaiming himself emperor, he invoked a glorious past to inspire a brighter future. Emperor Tewodros's reign was a whirlwind of reform and ambition. He challenged the entrenched power of the nobility, curtailing their autonomy and establishing a centralized administration loyal to the crown. He understood that a fragmented nation, riven by internal divisions, would be easy prey for foreign powers eager to exploit its weaknesses. He embarked on a series of military campaigns, subduing rebellious lords and consolidating his authority over the fractious regions of Ethiopia. His victories earned him the respect of his people and the grudging admiration of his enemies. Tewodros's vision extended beyond the battlefield. He understood that true strength lay not just in military might, but in the economic and intellectual prowess of his nation. He established the first royal library in Ethiopia, igniting a thirst for learning amongst his people. He invited foreign experts to share their knowledge, eager to learn the secrets of European technology and industry. He oversaw the construction of roads and bridges, vital arteries that would connect the far-flung corners of his empire and facilitate trade. He dreamed of factories and workshops springing up across the Ethiopian landscape, transforming his nation into a hub of innovation and progress. But progress was a double-edged sword. Tewodros's reforms, while lauded by some, were met with resistance from those who clung to the old ways. The nobility, their power diminished, watched from the shadows, their resentment simmering. The church, wary of Tewodros's attempts to curtail its influence, became a breeding ground for dissent. Tewodros found himself caught between the past he sought to escape and the future he struggled to build. He was a man trapped in a whirlwind of his own making, his noble aspirations colliding with the harsh realities of governing a nation resistant to change. The winds of change blowing through Europe carried with them not just the whispers of progress, but the stench of imperial ambition. European powers, their eyes fixed on the riches of the African continent, sought to expand their empires, often cloaked in the guise of civilizing missions. They saw in Ethiopia a land ripe for exploitation, its resources a prize to be claimed. Tewodros, acutely aware of the threat posed by these foreign powers, sought to secure his nation's independence through diplomacy. He believed that by establishing relations with European nations, he could gain their respect and protect Ethiopia from their predatory ambitions. He reached out to Queen Victoria, the monarch of the most powerful empire the world had ever known, hoping to forge an alliance that would safeguard Ethiopia's sovereignty. In a letter penned with a mixture of hope and desperation, he sought her support in his quest to modernize his nation. He believed that a strong, independent Ethiopia would be a valuable ally to Britain, a bulwark against the ambitions of other European powers in the region. But his pleas fell on deaf ears. The British, preoccupied with their own imperial ambitions, saw little value in an alliance with a ruler they considered an African upstart. Their indifference, bordering on contempt, was a bitter pill for Tewodros to swallow. He had misjudged the true nature of the beast he was dealing with. The serpent of colonialism, its scales shimmering with false promises of progress and enlightenment, had begun to coil around Ethiopia. Tewodros, his hopes of a peaceful alliance dashed, found himself facing a choice that would determine the fate of his nation. Imagine a world where Emperor Tewodros II's defiant stand had succeeded. Ethiopia, under his rule, would have become a beacon of resistance against colonial powers. This victory would have inspired other African nations to resist colonization, potentially altering the course of history. The ripple effect could have led to a stronger, more united Africa, with earlier independence movements and a different geopolitical landscape. The cultural and economic impacts would have been profound, fostering a sense of pride and unity among African nations. Picture the streets of Addis Ababa, bustling with innovation and culture, a symbol of what could have been, a land where sovereignty was never compromised, where a single victory sparked a continent-wide renaissance. The dream of Emperor Tewodros II, had it been realized, might have set a precedent for an Africa that stood tall and unyielding against the tides of foreign dominion. As we reflect on this alternate history, let us not just see what was lost, but what can still be achieved. The spirit of resistance, the yearning for unity, and the dream of a prosperous independent Africa are not confined to the past. They live on in the hearts and minds of those who continue to fight for a brighter future. The legacy of Tewodros II is not merely a tale of defiance but a call to action, a reminder that the dream of a united and strong Africa is still within reach. It is a vision that can inspire generations to come, urging them to forge a destiny shaped by their own hands, free from the shadows of colonization. In every struggle for freedom, in every step toward unity, the spirit of Tewodros II endures. This is the dream that could have been, and it is the dream that still can be. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more mind-blowing discoveries and thrilling adventures into the past.